Are you ready? Alright, so I got a new shifter. I always wanted a new shifter. The shifter that I really wanted was the K-Tune shifter. It is one of the most popular and best shifters on the market for Hondas. So this is what it looks like. It looks amazing. I wanted this for like 6 months and I finally got it. K-Tune. The thing about the K-Tune is that it's so tall. It was originally made for pure racing. You can see it's fully race inspired, and since you have a tall shifter, you're going to need any little play that you have in your shift linkage. It will magnify the play. So if you have a little bit before, the tall shifter will magnify it by a lot. So you want to limit as much play in the shifter as possible. So there's some possible areas where the play could be in your shifter. It could be the bushings on a stabilizer rod, the U-joint on the shift linkage itself, or the bushing that goes around the pivot ball, or in this part, the bearings. Sometimes there's O-rings around it that goes into the shift linkage, and sometimes it wears out and it can cause play. So there's so many areas that will cause play in your shifter. What I did was I wanted to eliminate all the play as much as I can, so I bought all of those parts, all of this. So I got the shifter, this is the stabilizer rod bushings, and by Energy Suspension, the most popular one. The front and the back, and here is the infamous shift linkage. You can see this is what the only reason why I bought new shift linkage was only because of this part right here, the U-joint, also known as universal joint. And this part right there, those two, and these two right here, those little sections always wear out. The bushings always get worn out, and you can see that this is not a replaceable part. You can't replace these bushings conveniently. A lot of people, what they do is that they dig out this pin, this huge pin, they remove it and they put it in like a bolt from Home Depot or whatever, and they tighten it down. You do, that is true, some people do get away with that, but the thing is, the rod is not swiveled properly. Like right now you can see it swivels like that. It has a certain degree that swivels, like certain like how smooth it swivels and stuff. When you put a bolt in there and tighten it all the way, it does not swivel properly. So that's why I bought new shift linkage. It's so cheap. It was only $55, and it's from Majestic Honda. I buy all of my OEM parts from Majestic Honda. They're really cheap. $55, brand new OEM. And if your bushing doesn't come with grease, you're gonna have to get lithium grease, because Energy Suspension uses polyurethane material bushings, and polyurethane needs lithium grease. Don't get petroleum grease because it will deteriorate the bushings and make it really bad. So here's the pivot ball on the shifter. The good thing about the K-Tune is that it's really awesome. It's adjustable. You can adjust the throw of the shifting by going up or down. Ball going up is shorter, and then ball going down is longer throws. And then you can also adjust the height of the shift knob. And then the old version K-Tune, this one's brand new. It just came out 3 months ago. This is a new version. The first generation one, you could swivel the elbow and you could adjust it by there, but the second generation, they said that they made a fixed position to make it more sturdier, which I'm okay with. And this one, the newer model, it's almost 3 inches higher than the first generation. 2 to 3 inches, somewhere around there. So anyways, about the pivot ball, there's a white bushing. Here it is. This is a brand new one. I just got it. It usually goes into the pivot ball, and these usually wear out. It's rare. It doesn't wear out as much as the U-joint, but it does wear out for some people. And then the rubber boot surrounds the white bushing, and then it it wraps around the ball. So you can see I got the new boot and the new bushing. So the things I got to limit play was this white bushing for the pivot ball, the boot that surrounds it, Energy Suspension stabilizer rod bushings, and the shift linkage, especially because of the U-joint. Those are the 4 things I got. And the new shifter will have a new ball bearing, and it comes with a kit with spacers and bushings itself, and those are the 5 most common possibilities of shifter play. You also need to jack up the car a good distance from the ground so you can work underneath it, because we'll be working under there for most of the time. This is my old shifter. It's the stock Honda shifter. I measured the throw distance and it's 3.75 inches, which is 3 3/4. There's 6 bolts that mount the center console together. Remove those 6 bolts and then pull out the rear piece right here first, and then this piece second. To pull out this piece, you're gonna have to remove the shift knob. Remove the shift knob, just twist it counterclockwise. I love this shift knob. This is the Trust, which is the mother of Gretty. This is the shift knob. This is Tommy taking off the seats. Remove the center console screws. Oh yeah, just pull.
Pull?
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. Tommy, take it off. Take off this boot. So that one goes up straight up.
Need it?
It's good. Here's the stabilizer rod, and you see the bolt that goes onto the tranny housing. Remove this bolt. Remove the shift linkage.
Then
You need to take that one out, Tommy.
the 12.
Yeah, that red one.
Dude, that was...
This is the gayest version I've ever seen in my life.
Why?
Look who the heck is that on?
I'll do it.
It's impossible. How'd you find it?
What? We don't need this, right?
You do need it. You need to take out the pins from the old one though.
Pin.
Yeah, take out the pins for this.
Okay. Hey, yes, sir. Put lithium grease in this one. That sounds funny.
It's spaghetti.
Can't get in.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, concave goes towards the driver.
Okay.
For sure, yeah, for sure. No. Yeah. You would have to cut it.
I'm saying. Does Katie sell it?
No. The heck? What were they thinking? There was no way we could put it in, right, without cutting it? That's why I thought they gave me the wrong shift linkage at first. Take it right now.
Oh, I'll give you. Lock it. Well, I think it is. There you go.
Make sure you put in the dust seal that surrounds the white bushing right here. Make sure you put it down where the smaller end faces down. Do not do it where it faces up. Make sure it faces down, the smaller end. This one's my old one, that's why it looks really nasty. And then I suggest you put this through the shifter first, because it's really hard to get it through the smaller opening. And then once you do that, you put the white bushing on top, and then you fit it into the groove. It has its own groove. But this white piece goes inside there, and then these sidewalls right here holds the sidewall right here holds the white bushing in place. What I did was I lubed everything. I lubed the entire white bushing, inside, outside, upside down. I also did it with the boot, and I also did it to the pivot ball. You really need to lube it up so you can really slip it in easier. It's really tough. If you have a really high-end shifter like the K-Tune or the Hybrid Racing, you make sure you use thread lock on the set screws, especially for the pivot ball. And then there should be screws for the shift knob adjustment. in the upper section of the shifter. So just use it for all the set screws on your shifter, because vibration in the car will make the screws loosen up over time. And thread lock will just keep it in place. This is the main shift linkage with the spring pin already pushed in. And then that's the other energy suspension bushing with the stabilizer rod. So make sure the concave bushing faces left towards the driver, and then you put the washer in and then the bolt back in, just like how the old one was. Make sure everything's nice and firm, nothing moves. Nothing moves, everything's perfect. But yeah, I had to remove my exhaust out of the way because it helped a lot. I only needed to remove that end and take it off the hanger, and that's it. And then the exhaust just lays down like that because I have a flex pipe. You can see it flexes right there, and it's on the floor, and has so much room. This one right here, the one closest to us, is the main shift linkage. The one upper one is a stabilizer rod, and it's held by to the red bushing there. And then you have a collar plate right here. The collar plate is held on by 2 nuts, and that's what you need. That's why you need the other person to hold the top with the pliers to bolt it in place. Here's the shifter from the top. Have someone hold it with pliers. I have mine right there. My brother was holding it. It doesn't have a traditional hex head, so it has a square groove right underneath the head where it fits onto the plate. And you can't really see it, but you have to guess because the nut's in the way. But you just have someone hold it, and on the bottom someone screw in the nut. You should tighten it as really firm. You can see this is how everything was put back together. But make sure you put back the collar for the stabilizer bushing. Behind this collar, which this bolt goes through inside the energy suspension bushing, there is a sleeve. Make sure you have sleeves for both sides. You get the sleeve from your old bushing. You just swap it over. This is where I cut the weight that stabilizes the shift linkage from OEM Honda. I had to cut it because the K-tuned use a huge ball bearing base. It looks pretty good. See, if you put in the boot correctly, you shouldn't see the pivot ball at all. So that's why you can't see my pivot ball. It's covered by the dust seal. And make sure everything's nice and tight. Now it's time to put back the exhaust, and then go inside the car and finish everything up and put everything back together. It was pretty tough. I had Tommy helping me out most of it. It was because I had to change the shift linkages and all other stuff, not just the shifter. But good luck, and I freaking love my K-tune shifter. One of the best mods I have.